Welcome to A&D YouTube channel. My name is Awolowo Olawolabi. I'm a counseling psychologist and a case manager, a drug and alcohol case manager. Yeah, today we want to talk about something very important which I believe is going to be of huge help to all our people out there. It's going to be an added information to you. It's going to help you to navigate through your recovery process. Yeah, quickly let's talk about the topic. The topic is trigger. Trigger is a very, very important topic you should talk about when you are talking about recovery from alcohol and drug. It's a very, very important which you must, in fact, it's something that you must take, you must be very cognizant, you must take cognizance of, and you must be very, very careful with all through the process of recovery. So, now what is trigger? Let's quickly nail it. Trigger is, it can be divided as feelings, experience, place, people, and events, that is associated to drug or alcohol use. Let me come again. It is the feelings, events, people, place, and things that are associated with drug and alcohol use. Yeah, we have different kind of trigger. When you talk about trigger are easily things that makes you want to do that particular thing. You get what I'm talking about? There are things, there are sometimes when you perceive the aroma of a nice food, and it makes you long for that food. I don't know whether you understand that. So that aroma that you perceive will make you like, oh, sometimes even when you watch an advert on TV and you see a Coke that's a Coke or a carbonated drink that is very chill, it makes you long. Come on, let me just have a taste of this, let me see this, and let me just taste. Even though it may not be in your budget, it may not be in your plan, but seeing it alone that's increased your trigger. So that's what we talk that it has increased your appetite. So that's what we identified as trigger. So, and that trigger, it has different, it has types. We have internal trigger, we have external trigger, then we have the sensory trigger. So what I mean by the internal trigger are those things that are piled up in an individual, or like individual makeup, that makes that person to engage in drug and alcohol intake. Let me give you an instance to that briefly. Now, the instance I want to give you this: if somebody who is probably feeling insecure with sex, and suddenly they say, okay, let me just quickly take a particular drug or take alcohol in order for me to relax. Now, that particular feeling, that particular experience may form a trigger for that person. So anytime he or she probably wanted to feel calm again before having sex, they will see taking alcohol or taking drug as a way out. So in that case, when that happens, then that person, anytime, some people when they are depressed, they take alcohol. Some people when they are lonely, they take alcohol. Some people when they are beginning to think, maybe when they are rejected, they take alcohol. So all those things serve as trigger to many people. Some women, when their husband did in a particular, do something in a way that they are not pleased with, it makes them, it forms trigger for them. And we have this external trigger. External triggers are the places you go to. Some people when you go to club, some people ordinarily they will not take all this alcohol, but when they get to club, when they get to the midst of people around them, when they see things like maybe the bar, when they get to the bar, the way they do the lighting in the bar and all that, it has a way of it has a way of creating an atmosphere for drink. You get what I'm talking about? So then the third one is the sensory. There is this perception about an individual. Maybe the first time you took an alcohol, it was under maybe you are somewhere where there is a blue light. This disco light that used to be in bars and restaurants. So maybe the first time you took it. So anytime you get into that place where there is that a dim light of blue, or a very captivating light, or a very a kind of light that is colorful, you have this sense of wanting to take it. So let me stop here today because I don't want to load us too much information, but I believe you must have learned something. So kindly like, share, and subscribe. I'm Awolowo Olawolabi once again. Thanks so much. I'm grateful.